Hello. I have filmed some clips, but I haven't had a chance to put them together. It's been very, very busy. It is the 12th today. No, tomorrow is the 12th. It is the 11th today. So it would be the 12th when this goes up. But I just wanted to sit down and have, I feel like I'm like slouching. I wanted to sit down and have a chat with you about my No by November and just update you on a couple of the projects that I've been working on. So the reason that I've been quite quiet is because I was finishing up the Christmas box of Loveliness, and also I've been working on my charms. Gingerbread Jane there, can't really see it, it's really dark, isn't it? Jolly Jenny, you can't see them, but there's a pig in a blanket as well. And some robins. So I've been drawing those up and working on shrinking some of those. But it was Grandad's birthday, and so I went up to Mum's to see Grandad, and I popped in and dropped off my friend's slug that she asked for and zombie. So I took them round to her. Chris was home on Sunday. Saturday night we had the fireworks, which was really, really good. And it was a donation only. So I just got my coin purse and just tipped everything out of my coin purse into the bucket. I gave a couple of bits of shrapnel to the children each, and then they had like 10p's and 5p's and 1p's and all this change that I'd been accumulating for over the course of the year. And then I was trying to get it out of my purse, and I just said to Chris, "Oh, just tip it all in." And so that's what we did. So I don't really know how much we paid to go and see the fireworks, whatever was in my purse, but I tend to not count it. So once it gets into small change, I just let it go in my purse, and then I just count, like, then I can go out and do things. If I've got the money in my purse, it's like a free day out kind of thing. Because I've been using my budget, my food budget, I've been getting it out as cash, and so I've had like money spare. My little clock there is, I don't know what I've done to it, I've knocked it and the bottom isn't clicking properly. I also pulled this out as well. This was my cross stitch from last year. This was, I think it was a Hobbycraft kit. So pretty. You can see. I found that when I was having a little bit of a sort out. I didn't know what to do with it, because I kind of wanted to have it as like on a top and then have that as a top. But I've seen so many people have these beautiful cross stitch things. I think they're kits, aren't they? I'm sure I've seen some on Vinted before. And they're like little cross stitch like figures, and they're like standalone figures, and also like tree decorations. And so I think that's actually what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to turn that into a decoration for the tree, and I'll put maybe some felt or some fabric on the back, and have that cross stitch as a tree decoration, because I really, really like it. I think that would be quite nice. So yeah, I've got them put by. I also have these that I made earlier in the year. Do you remember? Were you here when I made these? They're little cutaway applique and embroidered Peter Rabbit bits. I want to sew a bag for a friend. And so I was looking for bits for sewing. I'm not going to use those for this bag. I have the fabric put by, but I was looking for some bits, and then I came across those, and I thought, oh yeah, I haven't used them yet. But I got all the things knitted that were going in the Christmas Loveliness boxes. I just feel like the time is going from me at the moment. I think because I was poorly for a bit as well, and it just hasn't stopped raining, and I think I feel like I'm chasing my tail, but we are getting a lot done. And my no buy list, my I didn't buy it list, I've saved loads of money. I saw so the Addy Christmas needles, don't need, that was £8. A Hobbycraft bear, have you seen that on Hobbycraft? They've got a teddy bear wearing an apron. He's so cute. I probably, not for £12, I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't have spent £12, but if it was like £4 or £5, it's something that I probably would have thought, oh, I wonder if I can like sell something and get the bear. But no, it was really cute, but I don't need that. I enjoy things. I don't enjoy just looking at things, but I did put it down because it was something I probably would have bought if I'd have had the money, or like if I'd have had like birthday money, do you know? So I've still included it, but if it wasn't, I wouldn't have bought it out of budget, regardless of a no buy. I just wouldn't have bought it out of budget, and I don't need it, so I don't want it, I think. And that's the good thing as well, isn't it? Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I was like, that'd be a really good collectible. And then like now, a week on, I'm like, oh, I don't even want it. So that's good. A mouse in a teacup candle is another one of the things that I've seen, which was so cute. And I showed it to Chris. I don't need it. And the TU Morris & Co collaboration. Lovely items. The William Morris Designs, the company that owns that now. Lovely, lovely stuff. Don't need it. The Bluey Russian doll toys. Now, they were something that I probably would have considered for the children. Arden really likes stackable things at the moment. He bought himself those lunch boxes, didn't he? And they're in Asda. What are you doing? Shaking like that. I probably would have considered saving up for Christmas, but I've got Christmas presents. But they were £10. It annoys me a bit because it's something that with those stacking toys, he would like them. He doesn't need any toys, so it's not something that I'm going to go and get. But it annoys me because if he got Christmas money, I would take him in there and show him, and then he would probably want them. But they'd be gone by then, won't they? So that's annoying, isn't it? So, oh well. So they're the things on my list. On my I didn't buy it list, so that's good. I've also finished that hat. You saw, didn't you? The hat. I'll have to try and put the clips together to do you like a proper clip, because Grandad come and said hello as well. But I just thought, right, I just want to get a video out so you're updated, and then the other stuff can be as and when. I finished this hat, didn't I? That was in my hooks and needles box. And thank you. I had a couple of people tell me about some thing that was going on with hooks and needles back in September. I think it was September, October time. Some controversy. I then spoke to the company about it, and they've like said like we're quite happy to talk about it and this and that. But I didn't know that. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. I did look up the company. It was a company that I was already aware of. But I'd completely missed that. I don't know. I just completely and utterly missed it. I don't really keep my foot in the door of the craft community. I kind of come and visit and then I just leave again. I don't like hang around for a long time online. Yeah, so I completely missed that. And when I watch videos on YouTube nowadays, I kind of just want to learn stuff. And I think because I know how to knit and crochet, I tend to not watch as many. I prefer watching ones where they're just like keeping you company and having a chat, more than talking about projects. Because also I can't knit the projects that most people knit, so I don't want to be influenced. I just completely missed that, but thank you for bringing my attention. The company is saying that it is all dealt with, so I don't know. But this is the hat from their kit, and I've not had any problems with them, obviously. And I'm so pleased with it. I added my little handmade tag that I had. Turned out really cute. I wore it for fireworks. If you're on Instagram, you would have seen I made a little video. Yeah, really sweet. And then in the book that they sent me, that I've lost. Oh, it's here. It's because it's opened up on the chart. I didn't see it. they had a pattern in here for mitts as well, but the mitts weren't colourwork mitts. They were just like, you see, garter stitch rib mitts. So they're like rib and then the garter stitch. Okay. I use that pattern, but I use the colourwork from the hat, and it's the exact same colourwork as this. Can you see? And I just knit it on the mitt and it was exactly the right size. And then for this bit here, you just don't, so I sewed this bit up and I sewed all this bit up, and then I left the hole here, and then I've picked it up with a crochet hook. I don't know if you can see that. I just picked up some stitches with a crochet hook. One, to stop it being loose, because it was the end of the row, they were a bit loose, but also because I wanted a proper thumb piece. So my ring always gets caught on this. There we go. So there's the matching mitten. It is cute, isn't it? Should hold it that way, shouldn't I? There you go. It is matching. And then the other one, I'm just on that last little rib section now of the other one. So I didn't finish the mittens in time for the fireworks show. That's because they were for me, so I didn't prioritise them. Story of my life at the moment. If it's for me, then it doesn't get prioritised. But yeah, so that's how much they are. But I did wear some new mittens. I had a Christmas hamper sent to me, and I haven't shown it on here because I don't want anyone to ruin it, and I know you guys won't ruin it, but some people just say crappy things. Sorry for if that's a swear in your house, but yeah, some people just like to put the downers on it, don't they? And I'm not having it. So I haven't shown it yet. I've recorded myself opening it and showing the bits. I couldn't talk on it because I was so overwhelmed with how blooming lovely this box was. I was just up there. There's a little thing that I got from it, and yeah, I was just a bit of a wreck for it because it was so lovely. And I don't talk about all the other things that go on in my life that are sad, because you don't want to, do you? I want to talk about nice things. But it just was so many things have arrived when I've needed them. Let's put it that way. But yeah, so I need to finish that mitt. But the mitts that came with the box, the hamper, I wore those, and they were so lovely. They're perfect. They actually match a shawl that my mum made. It's quite late, I'm quite tired, but they match a shawl that my mum made, and so they were just destined to be mine. They were perfect. This is Luna. You may have seen her before. My mum made her for me. She's got lovely little patchwork feet. She's got pretty little button eyes. She's a bit uppity. She's definitely a posh bunny. She hasn't got a tail. Probably what makes her uppity. She needs a tail made for her. I still haven't sewn her one. But because it's winter, I thought whilst I'm here, you could help me get her dressed. Now, this yarn that I've used here for a dress for her, this is some crochet cotton that I got on a cone from eBay. And then this other crochet cotton is, I think it was 4-ply bamboo cotton. And I got it from... I can't remember. I got it from a company that I was working with on my old channel. And I don't want to say the name that I think I'm saying, because there was 2 companies that were very similar and it might be the wrong one. But that's what I got it from. It was given to me to do as like a unboxing and a review, and I made the dress from it. And so that's her little dress, and I just made up the pattern as I went along. And so this is a summer dress, but she's been sitting over here shivering. And so I thought what we'll do is we'll get her changed. I'll do it off camera for privacy. Luna doesn't want to be shown, does she? Right, Luna, put your arms up. This dress has to go up rather than down because she's a bit bigger at the bottom, as all bunnies should be. But yeah, I thought, as I'm changing her, and I got Ralphard's clothes out as well, but Ralphard's my big bunny. He's over there though. I haven't got him yet, but I'll show you his clothes. But I'll let the children help me dress him. Right, so there's the dress off, and that'll go upstairs now, because we need to get her dressed. So this is the dress that my mum made for her, and it has like little armholes, and I think this is a very Christmassy dress, so I wanted to put it back on her for the winter because it's velvet, isn't it? And that just, I think it's Christmassy. So yeah, let's pop this on. There we go. So right there, she got her dress back on. This is how I received her, with her little dress on. Put it on back to front. Hold on, I might have it on back to front. Take your arms out, Luna. I'm doing this video all in one go, so normally I would cut out the faffing, but I'm leaving the faffing in because I don't want to do any editing. I want to get them charms sorted, and I want the resin done, but I want to prioritise playing with the children. I want to get Arden's train track out tomorrow. There we go, there we go. Yeah, we're going to get his train track out, and we're going to do a train day because they've been waiting for me to finish what I was doing. So I said we'd do a special day tomorrow. So we're having a train day, and then we're going to tidy up the front room. We did a bit of it today. I want to tidy it up because I want to get my tree out soon. I'm going to have a nudie tree for November. Right, she's got a dress on, ready for Christmas, and now she's going to wear her cardigan that I made her. This is some 4-ply sock yarn. I think it's head over heels yarn, and I held it with, I just think, some grey yarn, some grey sock yarn that I had, probably drops. And then I've sewn some buttons on. She's got 3 different coloured buttons because that's how she likes it, and it matches the cardi quite well. And it's very easy to make cardigans for toys, because you start off with a chain and you make your chain long enough that it goes all the way around their neck like that, and then you have to think about it in sections. So you have the front section, which would be the same as the back, so however many stitches here, you need half of them here and half of them here, and then this section here you only need like maybe 2 or 4 depending on how wide the top of their shoulders are. And then every time you come here, you just increase, and then after a while you can take them stitches off. If you haven't done it before, then it probably doesn't sound very easy, but if you have done it before, you'll know it is actually quite easy. It's definitely something to muck around with. Oh, she's happy that she's getting this cardi on. I have had the heating on more this year though, haven't I, Luna? So you haven't been as cold. Last year, when I made her this cardi, she was in a right old mood because she said, what's the point of sitting next to a radiator if you never turn it on? I agree. Me and Luna were sat next to a very cold radiator that year. Not this year. I've been nice and warm. I've got nice warm cheeks right now. Don't have to be cold this year. That's nice. Right, let's do your buttons up. Oh, she doesn't want them up yet. Alright. She doesn't want them done up yet. There we go. There she's all dressed in a cardi. She wants to show off her dress for a bit, she said. Fair enough, isn't it? Yeah, so she's got a nice little dress on that Mum made. And then she's got the cardi on that I've made. And she sit back down here next to the radiator now. She's all ready for the winter. I think she needs like a little shawl or something, doesn't she? Her friend that sits down there has a shawl. I won't get her out. I'll show you Ralphard's clothes though. Oh, if you could see the state of Mops. I'm going to have a look at this dog. Oh, Mops. She's very happy. Oh, you're going to fall now. You're alright, aren't you? So Ralphard has got some joggers here that were made out of adult joggers, and I used these. I made so many different things with these joggers. They were given, they were someone else's, and then my brother, and then they were given to Chris, and Chris wore them, until they needed the bottoms cut off. So then I cut the bottoms off and he wore them as shorts, and then I think he wore holes in the shorts and they got thrown away. But then the bottoms of them got used for lots of different things, and one of the things they got used for was Ralphard's trousers. Now Ralphard is a white bunny with incredibly long legs. I didn't make him, we got him from a charity shop, but these are his joggers that he'll be putting on, and they're joggers that I made for him, and you can tell they're for a rabbit because they've got a hole in the back for his his little tail to pop out of. So yeah, I'll have to pop back another day and show you Ralphard's joggers. But he has his joggers on for the winter, and then he has a really lovely winter jumper as well. And his winter jumper, this yarn here, yeah, so the front and the back are just the yarn, and I can't remember, is it Malab? I don't want to say Malabrigo, I don't know whether that is. It's the marble chunky, is it James Brett? The James Brett marble chunky, I think it is. And that's what that is anyway. But I didn't have enough for the sleeves, so on the sleeves I striped it with some Aran hand dyed that I had left over from a hat of Chris. I make everything from scraps. I've been spoilt this year. I said before, it's a very yarny year, and I've been given lots of hand dyed yarn, but before that I just used whatever scraps I had, because I used to get proper yarn before I had children, and then with the children we just had to make do. That was that, wasn't it? But yeah, so that's Ralphard's jumper, and I absolutely love that it's made of scraps. I get a lot of pleasure out of making things from scraps, so I wouldn't stop. Even if I had all the money in the world, I'd still make things with scraps. There's nothing so satisfying as using up all the last little bits. But yeah, so there's Ralphard's lovely jumper, and that I just made the pattern up for that as well. For this one I knit it, so the other one was crochet, and in crochet I find it very hard going back and forth, and much easier going round and round. That cardigan was okay, I managed it on that, but with knitting I can go back and forth very easily. Mopsy's on the floor now, rolling around. I don't know if you can hear her. I don't know what's wrong with her. But yeah, for this one, I think I probably started at the bottom, I'm not sure. But I just measured how many stitches he would need. I just started knitting, and then I thought, oh yeah, that's enough. And then for his sleeves, as soon as I got to this piece of the panel, I started decreasing until it met the top of his shoulders, and then I gave him a little ribbed neck piece. And then I knit the sleeves flat. I just knit a bit, and if it's not right I pull it back and increase a bit. But yeah, I just made the shape that goes up, doesn't it? And then at the top you just decrease it back in again. And so yeah, that's what I did. I think because I have a lot of vintage knitting books, because when I was learning to knit, the knitting books that I was buying were from charity shops, or in Rochester there's a very big second-hand bookshop, and Mum got me for Christmas a lovely binder from in there. And I also learnt from Art of Knitting and magazines, and I didn't really have paid for patterns like you would buy from Ravelry and things like that. And so with the vintage patterns, a lot of the vintage patterns are kind of like, this is the stitch and this is the size, and then in the back of the books they say if you want to increase the size, do this, and if you want to use a different stitch pattern you could use this one or that one, and they kind of show you how to make it up a bit. And a lot of the, like, I've got a really good pattern from, I think it's from Littlewoods, a vintage pattern, and it's one jumper. I've made myself 2 cardigans from it, but it's one jumper from this pattern, and it's in 4-ply DK and Aran. Yeah, Aran. So like one pattern, it had 3 different weights of yarn, and stuff like that really helps you, because then you can look at it and gauge like kind of how many stitches you would need to add and things like that. So I think that's why with stuff like this I can kind of do it, because that when I was learning I was reading things like that, and I didn't really knit a lot from them. I knit that pattern that I said about, but like the binder, I just used to like sitting and reading it. I was just learning, and so yeah, it's such a cute little jumper. So Ralphard will look very dapper, and I'll have to try and film myself and the children getting him ready and showing you him. But everyone's getting ready for the winter now. It's definitely cold, definitely very cold. Oh, and then before I go, I will just tell you this, because this is part of the no buy as well. In this knitting magazine, is this the one? This is the one that I got, that Chris bought me last month. And inside it, it showed the next one, and I said, I'm definitely going to treat myself to that. Well, then I thought, no, I don't need it, I don't need it. And I wasn't going to get it. But Mum's got it. Here it is. Mum's got it for me for Christmas, so that's good. I was telling her about it because she went to the shop, and she knows I do like magazines. They're one of my favourite things, is getting a magazine. Especially with the ones that come with a yarn. I don't know why, I just love them the most. And so she found one that come with yarn, and she said, oh, have you got this, or is Chris getting you this? And I said, well, no. She said, well, I know he was going to get you one. I know you mentioned it. I said, yeah, well, I've changed my mind and I've told him I don't need it. And she showed me one. I said, well, no, that wasn't the one I was looking at, but no, I haven't got that, and I'd love it. That's exactly the type of thing I like. And then I said to her, anyway, don't worry about that other magazine. I said, because I've seen people starting to sell the calendar that come with it on Vinted, and they're selling it for like more than the magazine. I said, so it's probably been bought up and you wouldn't get hold of it anyway. And she said, well, what does it look like? And I sent her a picture, because she was in Sainsbury's at the time. I think she was in Sainsbury's. And she said, oh, there's one left. And so she said, oh, I'll get you that for Christmas. So she got it. But it come with this calendar here. And that's why I liked it. I really like Sashio Ishii. I love her patterns. And those patterns look like her patterns. She's probably my favourite toy designer, because they're really, really easy to knit. They're cute. You can use scraps of yarn for them. I just love knitting her patterns. And so it was 12 adorable animal patterns to make. And I'd had this seagull up here. It was because I had a calendar, and it was every month you had another bird to knit, and I really wanted to make them, but Winry was teeny tiny at the time, so all I managed was to make a seagull, and it took me blooming ages to make that. I didn't get much time at all when she was little. So I always say to Mum I wanted another knitting magazine, which if you've been here before you'll know that that's why I ended up finding out about Newly Knits. But yeah, this one is actually not rude, and it's 12 patterns, so it's a pattern for each month, and that's why I wanted it. And so I'm so pleased that Mum's got it. But I didn't buy it. I didn't break the no buy and buy it. That's good. But oh yeah, I am pleased with it. So yeah, I'm glad that that'll be coming at Christmas. I like knowing what's coming. I like knowing that I've got things to look forward to. So yeah, I'm very tired. I'm not upset or anything like that, in case you wonder why I'm a bit low. It is quite late and I am quite tired. But I just wanted to come on and chat, and everything in the house is silent right now. And I should have finished that mitten instead and watched the telly, but I thought, oh, I just want to come on and have a chat with you, and then I can pop this video up. And then the other bit that I've recorded, I can put together at a later date, can't I? Because Grandad said a little hello. We would have talked for longer, but Arden was being very noisy at the time. So it was stopped short. But Grandad comes and says a hello in one of my videos, and so I'll show you that another time. But I'm going to go now. Yeah. just busy getting the orders sorted, and that's why I'm not really doing much else other than focusing on that and being a mummy, which is a full-time job in itself, isn't it? I've sold some bits on Vinted that I need to post out. I did sell a pack of books, and then I couldn't find them. They're only £1. I couldn't find them. Pulled the house upside down looking for them, which wasted a blooming day, didn't it? Cancelled the order. I said today, I'm so sorry, I cannot find them. Cancelled the order. Chris came home. Chris went in the cupboard to get something. Went in the bag, may I add. He went in the exact same bag that I went in and pulled out the books. I was like, how did you do that? That's like a magic trick. He said the books had wedged to the bottom of the bag because it was his rucksack. And so when I'd put my hand in and I'd looked, it looked dark because it was in the cupboard and it's quite dark in here. And I had felt, but I'd put a plastic cover around the books so they didn't get damaged. And so it felt like the inside of his bag, you know, like, because they're insulated, some of the bags, aren't they? And so, yeah, and it was in the bag. So I cancelled it and told her why. And then I found the book. Well, Chris found the books. And so I did message her and say, I will have found them again. Because I had said to her, if I find them, I'll let you know. But she didn't buy them again. She didn't get back to me after that, which is, maybe she found some other ones. But I did relist them and they've sold again for £1. So that's good. So I've got to package them up tomorrow and post them out. And then the other thing was I had a little vintage sewing machine trinket. I was given 2 of them, so yeah, I've sold one of them because I had double. I'm so tired, I don't know what else to let you know, but yeah, I've got to post them out as well. And tomorrow 6 of the Christmas Loveliness boxes are going out. I think I was meant to start off with that, so no one is probably going to know now, but I did post it on Instagram and I did pop it up on YouTube. I'm posting them out in batches just because I feel more comfortable with my post office's ability to take care of them. I don't want to give them all of them in one go. So I'll spread it out over 3 days. And I feel more comfortable doing that because normally I would just put them in the post box, but these are, I'm putting them as small parcels rather than the letter ones. They'll fit through a letterbox, but Royal Mail can be a bit picky and they won't fall through the little letterbox thing. So I'm putting them as small parcels so Royal Mail won't be picky about it. But yeah, I don't trust giving 18 of them to my post office. I'm just going to give them 6 at a time. So we'll do it in 3 batches. But yeah, so they're coming out. And I would say open them for the beginning of December. That'll be fine. There's something in there that you can do throughout December. So that's nice. But if you get your box, maybe hold on to it and don't show anybody yet. Because I don't want it to like be flashed before someone else has had theirs turn up. But I need to do it in the 3 little bundles. If Chris was off work, which I don't think he is, he might be if he doesn't get the overtime. Mind you, I think they'll all be out by then. 1, 2, yeah, no, they'll all be out by then. I was going to say, if he doesn't get his overtime on Saturday, then maybe we'll go down and do them all together, but they'll all be gone by then, so it doesn't matter anyway. Right, I'm going to go. Thank you for coming and visiting with me. And I'll pop in and I'll try and put that video together so you can see the clips I've filmed. And I'll pop in and have a chat with you again. But if you're doing your no-buy, let me know in the comments how you're getting on. Are you sticking to it? Are you doing well? I'm finding it a lot more relaxing. Seeing things and thinking, oh, I like that. And thinking, but I'm not buying anything. And it's very relaxing not buying things. I feel like a bit of a cheat though, because things I'd previously bought from Temu, like a couple of rugs I'd ordered, have only just turned up. They've been by land, going in and out of different parts of the world, and they've only just arrived. So it feels almost like I'm cheating because now I can rearrange the rugs and that. They only cost, well, it'll be in the other video when I put it together. I tell you all the prices, but they didn't cost a lot of money at all because they're not proper rugs really. But yeah, that feels like a bit of a cheat, and I've had some happy mail turn up, so I feel like I'm being spoiled rotten. But I've stuck to my no-buy, so that's good, isn't it? Anyway, I'll come and visit you another time. I'll put them clips together. Let me know how you're getting on, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.